other thing I'm really in my own life, I'm coming to is that you reach a place, and I don't know if it's maturity or age, but you begin realizing that others are the new doers. The doers of the work are going to be some of the younger folks. I have a heart for the next generation. I'm excited about where they're going to carry the movement. They're not going to just do what we did again. They're not going to do what we did in more places. They're going to do new things to carry this journey, to carry this movement forward and make it fuller and more impactful. And so I look at this next generation and realize that, God is not setting me aside. God is not putting me out to pasture. He's made that very clear. But he's also saying, Mike, you don't need to go do everything anymore. And not just me. There are many others like me. They're having the same experience. It's like, okay, number one, pour into this next generation. And how do you do that? Well, these are the two words I think about the most. And some of my older brothers and sisters listening to this or watching this can probably identify. You move from a time where you're doing to a time where you're advising, and you become more of the mentor. You become somebody who advises the doers, who guides the doers, who is a resource for the doers. And then there's something beyond that. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really wrestling with what that means. I don't mean intellectually, but what it looks like. And somebody described it as being, where your impact for the kingdom is that just your being. And what comes to mind, just so you'll know kind of where I'm thinking, what comes to mind is the idea from John 15, where Jesus said, if you abide in me, okay, if you remain in me, in other words, if you are in me, if you're being in me, you will bear much fruit. And I think that's sort of that coming stage of really learning more and more, what does it mean to truly abide in the vine, to have his life flowing through me, through you, and bearing fruit. We're not doing anything necessarily. We are simply being. So that's the last 35 years in a couple of 30-minute podcasts. I appreciate the chance to share my story and what I've learned and what I'm learning now, where I see some of this going. I will tell you, and I know I speak for Mats and Joe and Joe and Bill and others around the world, to see this thing, this new movement, which is not really new. It goes back to the Garden of Eden. Business is a good thing from God. It was created and is meant to be a blessing to all the nations anyway. But to see it, resurrected, rediscovered, and put into play in the 21st century, which is exactly what's happened. To see what God is doing is exciting. To see that it's so far beyond any of us who were there in kind of the early days, if you will, and to see that he has so much more in mind. So thrilled to death with that. And I hope to share more of what God's teaching me in a personal level from time to time on this podcast. I'll do some teaching once a month as we go on to the weekly format. We'll have typically 3 out of 4 Mondays will be a guest, and 1 out of those Mondays will be me. Sometimes it'll be me and another person sort of teaching together, but I do feel very much the need to pass on and to share knowledge and concepts and principles and best practices. So I'll be doing that about 1 Monday a month. Try to keep them short, not make them long, boring lectures, but really just sharing things that God has shared with me to share with you. So pretty excited. Like I say, it's been a wonderful journey, and God has blessed it. Nobody can take credit. Let's be clear. This is not a movement of man. It didn't start from a man. It wasn't continued by a man. It won't continue by man. This is something that God did, God has done, God is doing, and God will do. Aslan is on the move, as C.S. Lewis said in the Chronicles of Narnia. And for those of us who have watched it, I suspect we all share the same sense of wonder when we go back in our own story 30, 35, 40 years ago and say, what was that? And look at what God's done with it. So my final encouragement in this episode to you is if you're not involved, get involved. If you are involved, go further and higher up. Again, to quote from the Chronicles of Narnia, further and higher up. Just go in, give it all. Whatever that looks like for you, I don't know the answer. Ask the Lord to show you, Lord, what is full involvement in what you're doing in the world look like for me? And the beauty is He will answer. His answer will be wonderful because He is the wonderful counselor. His answer will be creative and innovative. He doesn't just say, "We'll do like that guy's doing." No, He has new things for each of us, and that's part of the journey. So until the next time we talk, God bless and get in the game.